Article review by Ge Shigang. The article is about fostering understanding of multimedia message through pre-training. Evidence for a two-stage theory of mental mode construction, wrote by Richard E. Mayer, Amanda Mathias, and Karen Wetzell. I will describe it from several points: two-stage theory of mental mode construction, pre-training, 3 experiments, and the result. Two-stage theory. In the first stage, the learner builds component mode for each major part in the system. A component mode includes viewing the component as units that has a name and knowing the possible states that the component can be in. In the second stage, the learner builds a key mode of the entire system. A key mode consists of a chain of cause and effect relations such that a change in the state of one part causes a principle-based change in the state of another part, and so on. Design principles leading to the construction of concise narrated animation that explain how physical and biological systems work. Learners' cognitive challenge is to build component mode and key mode at the same time as they receive the narrated animation. Explored a more focused form of pre-training aimed at help students build component mode in the system. So there are 3 steps. Step 1 is the decomposition of the system into several major components. Step 2 is to view, segregate, and name each component in order to help the learner see the components as separate units. For instance, labeling. In a paper-based diagram in Trio 1, highlighting. In an on-screen diagram in Trio 2, concretizing. In a concrete mode in Trio 3. Step 3 is to represent the stage change that can occur in each component. Experiment 1. The participants were 7 college students recruited from the psychology subject pool at the University of California. Santa Barbara. 31 students saved in the pre-training groups and 36 saved in the no pre-training group. At the beginning, fill out the participants' questionnaire. In the following step, pre-training group were given the pre-training sheet to study for 16 seconds, whereas participants in the no pre-training group skipped these activities. Then, participants put on headphones and press a key to start the multimedia presentation. Finally, upon completion, they received the retention test and were instructed to please keep working until you are told stop. Experiment 2. This was the situation of participants. The process was the same with Trio 1. Just in the step 3, using compute-based pre-training to replicate paper-based pre-training on component models. There was the criticism that the pre-training group received more instruction in experiment 1 and 2 than the no pre-training group, so build the experiment 3. Now, 45 students take part in. They were divided in 3 groups. When the procedure started, all participants fill out questionnaire at their own rate. Then, participants receive the 13-second narrated animation on how a basic tap pump works, with instructions to be prepared to answer questions on the material. At last, Participants wrote their own answer to the retention test and successfully wrote answer to the for transfer problem. Participants in the pre-training group receive a hands-on episode with the concrete mode of the part before receive the narrated animation. The post-training group receive it after the narrated animation. No training group didn't receive anything. Let us take a look at the results. Students in the pre-training group performed better than did students in other group on test of transfer in all three experiments and retention in experiment 1 and 2. The transfer test results are consistent with the prediction of the two-stage theory of mental mode construction, which called for learning component mode before learning occasion mode. At the end, evidence for a two-stage theory of mental mode construction proves pre-training can foster understanding of multimedia. Thank you.